Guys, welcome back. Not going to record a video in a few weeks now. Again, been traveling back over into Asian territory. And in this one, we are focused on a trust. As you can see, I haven't gone unlabeled the trust in the middle. I'm going to go into where the trust can be in later videos, pros and cons. I've got a few favorites. That's, particularly Nevis, Cook Islands, Malta. But again, we have a Jersey trust. We have the Isle of Man trust. We have many trusts around the world that can be beneficial, simple ones, just like the British Virgin Islands, and much more secure trusts like the Cook Islands, for example. Again, some countries are better for a company and some are better for a trust, depending on the law. So this video is actually about how the trust actually works. So as you can see here, I've gone and laid it out very simply. So this will make sense to a 5-year-old kid can explain this. It's very simple stuff, okay? So first of all, we have the trust and we have a settler. The settler is typically the client. Now they transfer assets into the trust, and there's a trustee who is the manager and does all of the admin of the trust. Typically, a law firm is working alongside this setup as well. I work with lots of law firms to make sure this happens for clients, and obviously also, I'm an agent for all of these companies down here. I help them get to this point. Obviously, there's many different locations for trusts, companies, how it's structured, and obviously that's what I can help you with. So feel free to book a meeting below. Check out our website, check out our clients, check out our LinkedIn, do all of that. Doesn't bother me. Right. So back into it. We have the settler, which is the client, and they have a letter of wishes. Essentially, imagine the deeds when you buy a house, the meaning behind the client's objectives. The trust will manage these and look in the best interest of this letter of wishes. So that's very key. So first of all, we have the client, who is the settler, and they basically have a letter of wishes, which goes to a trustee to make things very simple. The trustee then manages and administers the trust itself. This is the trust here, this little pyramid, okay? Now, the trustee distributes income and capital to the beneficiaries. So again, benefits, as you can see, the beneficiaries is a similar word, be Latin or something. So there you go. This can be either a charity, children or grandchildren. The settler itself, typically the client, very common. The spouse of the settler or the spouse of the client, and anyone else. If you've got a good friend that wants to go in there, it's okay. You can have 4% of the profits derived from what we see below, and we're going to go into in a second. So then basically the client then transfers assets into the trust. Those assets can be typically 2 holding companies. One holding company typically holds investments. This can be property. This could be another company, such as a UK company, that then owns assets. Maybe a house, property 1. Again, it could own another company in, let's say, Bermuda company, which then owns a cryptocurrency portfolio. Okay. Again, it could own a BVI company, for example, over here. Could just plot it on now. Why not? We've got the time to do so. Could then own a BVI company. So that's then owns. And then holds. That then holds. This BVI company over here could then own BVI company. This BVI company could then have a investment account, let's say with Vanguard Group or something like that. That makes sense. See here, owns You can see again, owns. So for example, with this one right here, again, things have not got any more complex. It's very simple. The trust essentially just owns this investments company, which then owns a UK company, which owns a UK property. It owns a Bermuda company, which owns a crypto portfolio. And it owns a BVI company, which owns, or holds, I should say, an investment account. Over here, let's say you then have some cash flow running businesses. You can see the business holdings company here. Again, typically, let's say Nevis, Cayman Islands, British Virgin Islands. So we can see BVI Holding Company. And this one maybe can be Cayman Holding Company, okay? Cayman. Well, we can have another BVI. So two BVI holdings companies. Again, you could have a marketing company based in Dubai, and you have an Airbnb business. Now, if you think about this Airbnb business will actually then, obviously some money will go back into there, but let's say you want to charge a fee for the actual money here. Let's say there is a 25% management fee. So again, this company here bills this company for 25% of its profits right here. So very simple stuff. So you can see how a trust is actually built out using two holding companies, one for your running businesses and one for your running investments. Again, holding assets, holding crypto, holding stocks, derivative market investments can be done through this account here. Some offshore Bahamas broker alongside maybe a Vanguard or, a hedge fund investment. Again, that can be something there. Then if you're in any other businesses as well, you can put them in this one here. Reason is you can see how distant this Dubai marketing company, if you have a court case, secondly, you don't even own all of this. This complete structure is owned by the trust, so you don't actually own this bit, so you're protected yourself. And secondly, look how distant it is away from these investment accounts, It's through a holdings company, through a trust, and this is a different holdings company. So it completely segregates, organizes, and distributes assets in a manner where it's extremely asset protected. So try to keep things very simple here, but I hope that diagram essentially explains a lot of things. So you can see the money goes up, the money goes up, the money goes up, then the money goes into the beneficiaries, which you have deemed through a letter of wishes of whom to get. Maybe it's a charity, grandchildren, the settler, e.g. the client itself, the spouse, or anybody else. And again, this is written in these terms here. Maybe you don't want to send money to the spouse. Maybe you don't want to send money to the grandchildren. That's okay. You don't have to do all of them. You can even send it to your neighbor if you really wanted to. This is how the trust is actually set up, and that is how it works in terms of an operation. Now, for more details, obviously, drop me a message. This is just the basics, but I hope that obviously goes through a few things. I get a lot of questions asking how it all works. It's actually very simple. So the next one, we're probably going to look at Nevis, Cook Islands, Malta, individual videos looking at those trusts, the benefits, comparing them to other trusts, why they could be better for you. Obviously, it's a very unique situation of creating a trust. Maybe it's better in the Cook Islands for certain reasons, yet maybe you want to be still in Europe. Maybe you want to have that onshore presence. It's no problem. That's something for you to think about. And obviously, there's different trusts around the world for you to do so. And I'll obviously go into these trusts in future videos. But I hope that explains how a trust works right there.